Hello there, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to talk to you about the 12 reasons not to buy an Hermes Birkin as I sit here like a hypocrite with an Hermes Birkin. Okay, now that we've addressed the fact that I am a complete another hypocrite in making this video, let's talk about the 12 reasons why you should not buy an Hermes Birkin. As I say, I have one. I love it. I really love this bag. I actually use this bag. I use this bag very casually. I've been for the groceries with this bag. I've had groceries in this bag. I use this bag regularly, casually. I'm not precious about it. I don't have this bag on a pedestal because it's a Birkin and the cost of it. I made a conscious decision. If I was going to buy one of these bags at this cost, I was going to actively use it and love it and enjoy it. Otherwise, there was no point having it in my collection given the price of it. But given that I have one and how I bought this one, I know that I'm sitting here talking about 12 reasons why you may not want to buy one of these while holding one, but I do think that gives me a perspective to talk to you about this bag and the 12 reasons I think you might not want one. Let's get started. The first reason why I don't think you should buy this bag is because you believe there is a hierarchy of handbags and you should buy one just to have the Birkin, just to reach the status of the Birkin, just to have the next step up of the Birkin from either Chanel or Louis Vuitton or Dior or whatever you have been buying. A lot of people seem to believe there is this hierarchy and we have Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Dior around about here and then Hermes is at the pinnacle of it. And one of the things that I definitely think that fuels that is how difficult it is to get these bags. Hermes have done that so well. How hard it is to actually get one, the cost of them, and then the people that we do see using them, they are very exclusive. They are very sought after bags. But if that's the only reason that you're wanting to buy this bag, because it is the next step up, because it is the pinnacle of the triangle, because it is the top of the pyramid, it's the bag that is the be all and end all for the status of having one, that's really not a reason to buy one. They're very expensive, and I think that unless you're very wealthy and can buy it for that reason just to have it, that's one thing. But if, like me, you're someone that saves for your bags, works for your bags, has to make your bags work for you, that may not be the best reason to buy one. Number two, if you do not, cannot, will not use top handle bags, this is not for you. There is no strap attached to this. There is no way to attach a strap to this. This is the 25 size. This works for me because I like mini bags and I have no difficulty carrying it like this. But the 25 size is quite awkward to get through your arm. Now I'm only 5'1", so I can get it through a little bit if I really need to be hands-free, if I need it out of the way for a moment. But it's not how I would carry a bag. If you do get the bigger sizes, you can carry them on the crook of your arm. Personally, I don't carry bags like that, but if you do, the bigger sizes you can carry on your arm like that and it will fit more comfortably than the 25. But if you struggle with a top handle bag, if you don't love top handle bags, or if you always have to have a strap, then the Birkin really isn't for you. Number three, and now we're getting to the juicy bits. If you have very specific requirements in what you want for a bag, a Birkin from the store going the traditional route is probably not for you. Now that's the position that I was in. I specifically wanted a Birkin 25 in Togo leather in rose Capri with palladium hardware and nothing else. I wouldn't even consider another size. I wouldn't consider another colour, even one very close. I didn't want Epsom. I didn't want the different leather. This is what I wanted. And when I was spending this sort of money, I didn't want to compromise. I didn't want to take a version of what I wanted. I wanted specifically what I wanted. And the only reason that I could get that was because I reconciled myself to paying a reseller to get this bag. I did not get this from the store. So if you want very specific requirements in a bag and you're not prepared to pay above retail or pay a reseller fee to find this bag or pay the very inflated figure above retail to get one of these, then this is not the bag for you. Because unfortunately, you can't just say, which I think is a bit crazy, but if you're buying your first Birkin, it's very hard to say, I want Rose Capri, Birkin 25, Togo, Palladium, and to get exactly what you want. You will be offered a version of the bag. You may get lucky and get exactly what you want, some people do, but you also may get offered slight specifications that are different from that. And if you're very specific, as I was, and you don't want to pay the resale price that I ended up doing, then a Birkin may not be for you. Number four, if you aren't prepared to be patient. Oh my goodness, it is like, I would have had no idea when I started thinking about buying a Birkin how long I would have waited to get it. Because I was decided and reconciled to paying the reseller fee, I thought, well, at least that means I'm not going to be waiting for the store to offer me one. No. Because I had very specific requirements and I had a budget and I wanted it to be in a specific condition and I wanted it to be from a reputable reseller, that meant that I had to wait and be patient, even going down the resale route. So I waited for this bag. I think it was nearly 9 months that I was looking for this bag, and Connor from the closet was helping me and we were looking at different versions until I found the perfect one. Now, had I had a higher budget, I would have been able to get this a lot quicker. I still had a decent enough budget. I feel quite a lot of a budget, but if I'd had a lot more, I could have got this very quickly. But if you have a budget and you have specifics like me, it can take a long time. This took, I think, 6 to 9 months. If you're trying to get it from the store, oh my goodness, you need even more patience. You have to wait to they basically decide to offer you one. And whether or not you're working on the wish list system, which is in Europe and the UK, where you put a wish down and then if you come up on the list, they give that to you, or if you're in one of the countries that you still have to spend a high amount of a pre-spend to get offered one of these bags, that takes a lot of time. It also takes a lot of money. So if you're on the pre-spend route, you have to be buying other things, although this is unofficial, I believe, but you have to be buying other things in other categories in Hermes to build up your profile and build up your spend before you're offered one of these bags. Now, if you talk to one of the sales associates in the countries that use the wish list system, you'll be told that that's not the case, that it's not about pre-spend and it's just whenever it comes up you get offered the bag. I don't know if that's right or not. Some people would say to you, you still need to be buying things in Hermes. Other people, you will listen to their stories and they will have got lucky and got it with very little pre-spend and been offered the bag that they wanted. But you do have to be patient. Whichever one of those systems you're on takes time. One of them takes a huge amount of money as well because you're buying all these other things while you're waiting for the Birkin. And there's a very famous video on the internet from Purse on Fleek, and I have a reaction video to it because Mel from Purse on Fleek had been building up her pre-spend in Australia. She'd been buying a lot of stuff and wasn't offered the Birkin, still hadn't been offered the bag that she wanted. And that's something that seems to happen. You can spend a lot of money in Hermes trying to wait for this bag and still not get it offered it. And if that's something you're not comfortable with and you don't have the patience for, then this bag is probably not for you. That follows really nicely on to number 5. If you aren't prepared to play the Hermes game, the Birkin isn't for you. And that falls on either of those ways of buying it. If you're not prepared to go down the reseller route, I wasn't prepared to wait and I wasn't prepared to be offered a slight variation of what I wanted, and I wasn't prepared to buy lots of things that I maybe didn't really want to try and get the bag that I might not ultimately be offered, or I might be offered a different version. I just wasn't prepared to do that. I don't have the patience for that. I am a bit headstrong for that, and I am a bit determined. When I know what I want, I know what I want, and that's exactly what I want. Now, I do buy other things from my Hermes. I have a number of their bracelets. I have my Hermes blanket here that's in this room with me all the time. There are other things from Hermes that I love, and I will buy what I love, but I won't buy other things just to buy them, to put them on a profile or a quota or a spend or whatever. I just will not do that. But I was prepared to pay the reseller. If you're not prepared to either pay the reseller or you're not prepared to engage in the Hermes game, be it either waiting on the wish list until you come to the top of the wish list and they offer you that bag, or be it in the pre-spend route where you buy other things from other categories and from people that are a lot more knowledgeable than about Hermes than I am, would say you would need to buy some homeware, you would need to buy some jewellery, you'd need to buy some ready to wear, you'd need to buy some shoes, you'd need to buy a range of things before you'd be offered one of these bags. If you're not prepared to engage in that, without still knowing that you might not get exactly what you want, or you might not get the bag offered. There's lots of videos on the internet about this. Fashionably Amy, a friend of mine on YouTube, who I'm very, very fond of, did get her quota bag, but if you watch her videos, she will talk quite openly about the other things that she's bought and about waiting for the quota bag. That video I'm talking about from Purse on Fleek talks a lot about the Hermes journey. There's lots of videos about the journey for Hermes, and if you're not prepared to do that and engage in that, and I suppose play that game and go in and buy different things and wait that time, then this Birkin just might not be for you if you're not prepared to do what I did and pay above the retail and just get a reseller to go and find it. Number 6, if you want to walk into a store, try on lots of bags, see the one that you like and buy it, Birkin's not for you. You can't walk, and this blew my mind a little bit, you can't walk into your Hermes store and try on bags and pick the one that you want, even if you're going in to do a wish list. There aren't Birkins and Kellys and mini Kellys on the shelves that you can try on and see what you want and pick what you want. It doesn't work like that, which is a bit mind-blowing because it's a store that sells bags and sells leather goods, but they're not there. So if you want to be able to go into a store and try on bags, look at the bags, try different sizes in the bags, try different straps with the bags, try different colours, different leathers, and have all these options in front of you to allow you to assess them and look at them and consider them and make an informed decision on what it is that you want to buy and then buy it. Birkin's not for you because it doesn't work like that. They're not there. You can't try on all the different specifications. Some stores will have a few samples that you can try on, but it's not like going into, say, Louis Vuitton and trying on all the Speedies and picking which one is for you. It's just not like that. And if that's what you want whenever you're spending this money and trying on this bag, then the Birkin's not for you. Number 7. And again, this is unless you're very, very wealthy and the money wouldn't matter about this, but that's not the position that I'm in. If you're going to be too scared to use this bag because of the cost of it, or because of the fact it's the Holy Grail Birkin, or because of the status of the bag, what's the point in having it? If you're going to keep this bag on a shelf because it's a Birkin and the amount of money for it and not use it, I think maybe reconsider about whether or not this bag is for you, because they're made to be used. Like mine has scratches on the hardware that I think are pretty inevitable because now I don't buckle it up whenever it's being used, but it still gets used and it still will have, you will start to see signs of wear. Now, there aren't really too many on mine yet. It still has stickers on the feet because it's still relatively new to me, and when I got it, it was in excellent condition. But if you're going to be scared to use it, and I talk about this so often, I put on my Instagram stories, and if you're not following me over there, shameless plug, go follow me on Instagram, Amelia Rose's Closet. I put on my Instagram stories a photograph of me out doing the grocery shopping with this bag, and I'd ran out of hands, and in here I had a number of bottles. I think I had shampoo and conditioner and shower gel and things in this bag, and it was sitting in the trolley, and I put a photograph looking down showing all of the groceries in it, and I got so many comments back and messages back on my Instagram going, "Get the bottles out of the bag. What are you doing, you crazy woman? Why are your groceries in the Birkin?" Because it's a bag and I'm using it. Now, I'm not saying I'm flippant about it, and I'm not saying that I don't value this bag, because I do. It's the most expensive bag I have, probably will ever have. Of course I value it, and of course I'm not flippant. I earn my money. I don't have a trust fund. I didn't win the lottery. This does not come easy to me. I earn this, so of course I look after it and I take care of it. But I'm not going to be too scared to use it. I do use it, and I use it regularly, and I use it for the groceries, and I think that if that's the case, that you're not going to be comfortable using it, maybe reconsider whether you're going to spend that amount of money on it. Number 8, don't buy this bag if the only reason you're buying this bag is because you watch somebody like me sitting on the internet and telling you to have a handbag collection, you must have a Birkin. To have a handbag collection that's complete, it must have an Hermes Birkin in it. It must have this pinnacle bag if you want to be a true collector and have a true handbag collection. Poppycock nonsense. Don't listen to it. I said this the same whenever I made a video like this on reasons why you shouldn't buy the Chanel Classic flap. I have a pink one up here. I love the bag, but there's lots of reasons why you shouldn't buy it. Same with the Hermes bag, the Birkin. If you're buying it because somebody said, oh, you should have a Birkin to finish your collection, and the Birkin is like something that must be in every handbag collection, nonsense. Don't listen to that. That's not a reason to buy this bag. Number 9, and this will seem screamingly obvious, but don't buy it if you don't like it. Lots of people don't like this bag. Lots of people think this bag looks like a granny bag. Personally, I think in the fun colours, I think they're really cool and edgy, and I've worn this with some outfits and I think it has looked really quite modern and quite cool, and I've loved it. But if you don't like it, don't buy it. And that probably feeds back into the last one, because you would be buying it just because you think you should buy it. You think you should have a Birkin. You think you should like the Birkin because every handbag lover is going to like the Birkin. Every handbag collector is going to like the Birkin. No, that's not true. Deal has a fabulous collection of handbags and doesn't like the Birkin. If you don't like the Birkin, don't buy it just because you think you should have it, or just because you think you should like it, or think that it's a bag you should have. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Another reason why not to buy this bag is if you're not going down the reseller route, a lot of people are not comfortable with the way Hermes work in that you have to be offered the chance to buy this bag. If it's going to annoy you or leave a bad taste in your mouth about the bag, that you had to be offered the chance to buy it, that Hermes almost had to smile down on you and you were good enough to give them all of your money to buy this bag and you were blessed to be allowed to buy this bag, if that's going to annoy you, and I know it annoys a lot of people that you're being offered the chance to spend your money, given the opportunity to buy a bag, if you don't like that and you're not comfortable with that and that's something that's going to frustrate you and annoy you, don't do it. Because that's how they work. They offer you the chance to buy the bag. I've never been offered a quota bag, as I say, don't have a huge Hermes profile, but a lot of my friends in the ladies that went to Paris have a number of Hermes bags and Birkins, and that is how it works. You get the call and you're told there's a bag and it's presented to you and it's offered to you, and it's them allowing you the opportunity to buy it. And if that's something that's going to annoy you, Birkin's not for you. Number 11 also may seem obvious and also may seem harsh. And before I say this, this is not me saying that I'm good enough to have this bag and you're not, or that I should have this bag and you shouldn't, or that anybody else should have it and you shouldn't. And I'm putting that out there before I say this, because that is not how it's meant. But if you do not have a sizable amount of spare income, then this bag is not for you, because it's very, very expensive. You either have to go the reseller route like I did and pay above retail, or you have to play the Hermes game and either wait for it, buy other things for it, pay the Hermes price. Even if you were offered this bag as a special order or a special wish, without any pre-spend, it's still a very expensive bag. So if you don't have sizable amount of income, spare, disposable, this bag's not for you. I don't believe that you should put yourself under financial pressure or stretch for any bag. Now, that's different if you are going to have the money soon or sell a few things and the money will be there. Of course, use the money and buy the Birkin. But if you're genuinely under financial pressure or you don't have the disposable income, I don't think the Birkin is for you. And I say that at a time where I'm reflecting on my spending and I have different priorities for this year. And I don't think this year, with how the world has changed and interest rates and global economy and recession and all of that, yes, I'm still going to be shopping. But I don't think that I would be buying a Birkin at reseller because that's how I had to get mine. I don't think I would be buying that this year because that's not really the level of spending I'm intending to do this year. So I'm putting myself in that category too as years change. But if it's not money there that's spare to be spent, I don't think the Birkin's right. Number 12, and this again will seem a bit obvious, but if you watched a while back, there was a series of videos, a tag video that someone started, I think, was it Andre maybe, about the Birkin being a status symbol and were you just buying it to be a status symbol. And what came out of a lot of those conversations is if you think having a Birkin is suddenly going to change your life, don't buy it. And I mean that as in, all of us can sometimes think, things will be better when I lose weight. Things will be better when I get that bag. Things will be better when I pay that. Things will be better when I'm able to buy that. I'll be happier when I can do that. If you think the Birkin is going to somehow make you feel complete or happy, if you're not already. If you're already in a very happy place, like when I got my Birkin, I was beaming and jumping and dancing and very, very happy. And it did make me very, very happy, but I was already very happy. If you think having the Birkin is going to change your life and turn things around and suddenly fix a hole or fill a hole that may be void, I don't think the Birkin's going to do that, and I don't think it's money well spent. I think probably look at what's causing the unhappiness. But if you think having it suddenly going to change your life and it's going to be this, wow, I now have the status of a Birkin, and I suppose that's why it's harking back to that tag video. I have the status of the Birkin now. Look, I've made it. It's a bag. Doesn't change anything. Doesn't mean we've made it other than we could afford to buy the bag. Life's still life, and it's just a bag that comes into your life. And I think that's how we should view it if we're going to buy one, because otherwise I think there could be disappointment that then becomes associated with it. those are the 12 reasons that I think why you should not buy a Birkin, or 12 reasons why the Birkin may not be for you. Now, there's plenty of reasons why it may be. You might just love it like I did. You might just really want to have it. You might want to use it. You might just think it's a stunning bag. I love it, especially in fun colours. But I don't think it's for everyone. It's the same as the classic flap. I love the classic flap and I have a similar video on it. But I don't think it's for everyone. And I don't think every bag has to be for everyone. We all have different tastes. I get told regularly in the comments about my bags. Some of them are horrible. Can't believe you bought that. That's ridiculous. Very well, but I love them. Not everyone has to like the same bags. Not everyone has to have the same bags. So there are, even though I love it, even though a lot of us love it, there are lots of people this will not be right for. And these points, these 12 points, are just some food for thought. Some things I think you should consider, some reasons why this bag may not be for you, and reasons why you maybe shouldn't buy this bag. And I hope it's been helpful for anybody that's considering it, anybody that's not sure, anybody that's on the fence. I hope it's been helpful. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do let me know your views in the comment box. I'm always interested to hear what anybody has to say, especially when the videos are slightly controversial like this one. Let me know what you think in the comment box. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching me. Thank you for being here. Please take care, and I will see you again in the next one.